We are returning from the 2025 PLRB Annual Claims Conference in Indianapolis, Indiana. And this is a take two because we interviewed you last year, but it never went live because I forgot to turn on the audio. I got new equipment this year. Who am I speaking with?
I'm Garrett Kurtt,
From?
founder and CEO of OneClick Code.
Okay. What is OneClick Code?
From a high level, OneClick Code is address-specific building codes that are actionable into property and casualty estimates, generally used in Xactimate or Symbility estimates to be able to give yes-no answers to line items in the estimate.
Okay. So why are location-specific building codes important in the adjusting process?
Because building codes are based on the jurisdiction, and those are the invisible lines that control all of our lives. A city, county, a village, a township. We're able to identify exactly what the jurisdiction is, which then has its own building codes that are adopted and enforced.
But aren't these already built into all of the different softwares that exist in the universe?
None of them have it. It's all in the knowledge of the local contractor or the local adjuster.
Which means if with that kind of knowledge, mistakes can be made.
Yeah, and even if they think they know, they still make mistakes too. So all in all, it's a little game that goes on between restoration contractors, and then it's just how many codes are actually required, and there's not a really good source out there that really provides it until OneClick came along.
Yeah. Which parts of the country would you say is, from a building code perspective, the most cumbersome, complex, where it's just, man, you take a step over here and it's different?
You would think it's like an area and region. People would say Florida is, but then you could say California is, but really there's pockets throughout the entire United States that are like that. There's actually more restrictions in some places in Colorado or in Illinois or in Missouri, and there's also way less restrictions in those same states as well. So it really varies, the complexity.
And with all of the severe storm activity that's been happening, it's likely like a city like Joplin, for instance, gets hit by a significant tornado. They're probably actively changing building codes quickly after an event occurs versus a township or another community that has not been affected by a catastrophe.
Yeah, it does accelerate. So if sometimes building codes have been planned and they just are accelerated, so they start sooner. Like as soon as a storm hits, then all of a sudden like codes that are not supposed to be in effect for another year get fast-tracked, or they actually skip a whole entire generation of codes that generally are released every 3 years. So yes, the answer is yes, storms do increase the velocity of bringing newer codes forward faster.
What was the impetus for this? What was the genesis? What was your background? Where did you get the idea to do this and come to this to this gigantic conference hall to join this excitement? What was the impetus?
The PLRB is one of the biggest events for property and claims adjusters and insurance companies to come to see vendors like ourselves and others that we integrate with all in one place. And so it's a good place to be able to both get educated as well as to be able to see what is out there for technology. And although we are here to present our technology, I've been walking by all the booths, checking things out because there's so much cool stuff out there right now.
Yeah. But how'd you start? How did OneClick Code start?
Back it up now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Back up the truck.
Yeah. So contractor right here for about 12 years, and then I'm like, this is stupid. And I kept on answering the same question over and over again. What are the building codes for this house? What are the building codes for this house? And I realized that it was something that's just not me. It's everyone's experiencing that, but no one's really slowing down to take the time. So I'm like, I got a genius idea. I'm going to start a software company that does it. But I thought about doing it for myself and not really for the general good. And I started going down the path of just for myself, and I'm like, this is expensive. But if I can generate knowledge that can actually help and influence others, then people will be willing to pay for it. And so that's where it went from me as a contractor to tech founder, entrepreneur of a software company.
That's a 180-degree change from what you used to be doing.
Yeah. I learned real quick. I was paying for technology. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But I learned really quick how to be able to ask critical questions, be curious about what's possible, and then hire really great people around me.
Yeah. For the most part, who are your prospects and clients?
We serve two distinct customers. Our customer one is going to be our enterprise customer that we refer to as the insurance companies, the adjusting firms, the independent adjusting, anyone that's on the claim vendor side for insurance. And then we also have another side where we actually service the restoration contractors. So we're accepted by both sides, and we sell to both sides.
Yep.
And yeah, those are the two customers right now that we have, the primary customers.
The good news is that I can see that the audio is working. So this will actually go live. So Garrett, we're going to make this happen. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.